Hi everyone, my name is Carmen Yu. I'm a marketing coordinator at eFolder and your host for today's event. Welcome to our eFolder Expert Series. This webinar series brings together experts from eFolder staff and partner community for deep dive discussions on key services and technical topics. Today's topic is 5 cool features of Anchor's mobile app. Today we are joined by Neeraj Periwal, marketing coordinator at eFolder. Let's first cover a few housekeeping items before going into today's agenda. Today's session is being recorded. The recorded version of the webinar will be made available on eFolder's YouTube channel. We will also make copies of the slides available to those who registered for the event. With over 100 people registered for today's session, we have put all participants in listen-only mode. You can enjoy the audio portion of today's event by either streaming it on your computer or by dialing in over the phone. Today's webinar follows a logical flow. After introducing our guests, we will take a look at some market forces that are shaping the way your clients work. We will briefly introduce eFolder Anchor, a business-grade file sync solution. Next, we will go over some very useful features of the Anchor mobile app. And finally, Neeraj will walk us through a live demo of Anchor's mobile app. While we have planned a special Q&A section at the end of today's discussion, questions are strongly encouraged throughout. You may submit questions as we go along. Now let me introduce Neeraj. Neeraj Periwal has been working at eFolder as a marketing coordinator since last August. As our marketing coordinator for eFolder's channel marketing program, Neeraj organizes webinars and manages the creation and curation of numerous marketing assets, such as white papers, partner success stories, playbooks, competitive documents, and blogs. Neeraj has a passion for technology and marketing. Prior to joining eFolder, Neeraj interned at an ad agency in Los Angeles doing digital marketing for Jack in the Box. Neeraj graduated with a degree in Global Business Administration last year from USC's Marshall School of Business. Neeraj, thanks for joining us and welcome.
Glad to be here, Carmen. Thank you for having me.
Now let's get into our market forces. In recent years, the workforce of information workers is becoming more and more mobile. A recent Forrester survey found that 37% of its respondents work from multiple locations. This shows that users are doing more work from places outside of the office, such as in their home offices, during their commutes, or at public establishments. Working from multiple locations, but another trend we are seeing is that many employees use multiple devices to get work done. In the same Forrester survey, 53% of respondents reported that they are using at least 3 devices for work. This can include desktops, laptops, tablets, and smartphones. What these stats mean is that employees are now able to work anywhere, anytime using any device, making them more productive. A study done this year by IDC Research found that there are currently 96.2 million mobile workers in the United States. This number is expected to grow to 105.4 million in 2020. So here are a few very common examples of what users are trying to accomplish when they are on the go. Users want to be able to save files for offline viewing. This is especially true for users who travel a lot for work. Being able to easily save or download files for offline viewing and editing empowers their productivity, even when internet service isn't available. Users also want to be able to edit files using any device so that work can be done on the go even if they don't have their laptops with them. Users also want to be able to securely share files externally with third parties no matter where they are sending the files from. And lastly, users want to be able to conveniently collaborate on projects with their colleagues without having to physically sit together in the office. File sync is a popular tool that empowers the mobility of users and allows them to accomplish all of these things and more. And while consumer-grade file sync services like Dropbox and OneDrive enable these capabilities, they do not have the security and administrative features that businesses need to maintain visibility and control over sensitive documents. Now I would like to briefly introduce eFolder Anchor, a business-grade file sync solution designed for MSPs and VARs. Anchor allows users to share files securely with anyone across any device. Using Anchor, users will gain the same benefits they would get in a consumer-grade file sync service, but the rich administrative features Anchor has will allow MSPs and IT administrators to retain security and control over sensitive business files. Using Anchor, end users have multiple options for easy and secure access to files. Users primarily access Anchor files through the Anchor desktop agent. Accessing the desktop agent is as easy as opening a folder that's on the computer. In the desktop agent, users can find their personal files and folders, as well as team share folders, which are used to share files across teams and departments. Another way to access files is by logging into Anchor's web portal. The web portal will give users access to all their files and folders, as well as activity reports, which details when files were accessed, added, or deleted. Lastly, users can also access files in Anchor through its mobile app using a tablet or smartphone. The mobile app is available on Android, iOS, and Windows devices. And using the mobile app, users can securely access, edit, and share files no matter where they are. This is a powerful tool that MSPs can provide to clients that can help maximize employee productivity no matter where employees are or what devices they are using. So here are 5 cool features of Anchor's mobile app. Using Anchor's mobile app, users are able to not only view files, but they also have the option to edit them using third-party applications. Next, we have the camera upload function, which makes it easy for users to sync photos to Anchor. Users have the option to sync all their photos or selectively sync individual or multiple photos at once. Anchor's mobile app also allows users to securely share files. Users can select to either email a secure share link or even copy the share link to their clipboard so that they can easily share the link through a text message. Anchor's mobile app also has an offline file viewing option. By favoriting individual files or folders, users are seamlessly downloading these files to their mobile devices, and these files and folders are then made available for access even without an internet connection. Lastly, Anchor has a file backup feature that allows users to back up local folders from their desktop. These backups are cloud-enabled, allowing users to access them just like any other folder in Anchor. Using the mobile app, users are able to access these local desktop folders that are backed up through Anchor. So now that we've gone over what the cool features that Anchor's mobile app has, Neeraj will do a live demo of the features for us.
Well, thank you for that intro, Carmen. Now I'd like to go ahead and show you a live of the mobile app. I'm going to show it to you through my phone. So let me go ahead here and plug my phone in, give it a minute to get up and ready. Okay, I don't need that. Go ahead and all right. I think all of you should now be able to see my screen. Let us know in the Q&A log if for some reason you're not able to. So, let me just go ahead and dive right into the Anchor app here. Now, one thing you'll notice off the bat is that I've enabled a passcode on my Synto app so that nobody who has access to my phone will be able to look at my files. And this is obviously configurable, but here I've set a very secure passcode. And here I am, and I'm ready to go ahead and use the app. So you start off here with a list of all your files that you can, obviously scroll through as needed. The first thing I'm going to show you is editing via a third-party app. So let me go ahead and open up, let's say a blog post that I was working on recently. And here's a great app or a great document. But let's say I want to add something to the end of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the little arrow button down here and click Open In. And here that I have installed. Now, if I had Word, for example, open on it, I could use Word. I'm just going to go ahead and create these pages. So let me go ahead and open it up. And you can see my whole document here. And let me just, add something here. Just give me a second here. I gotta check on my audio to ensure everyone can hear me properly. All right, I hope everyone can hear me a little better now. Let me just go ahead and go back to where I was here in Pages. So let me just, add eFolder is awesome to the end here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Done. I'm then going to hit Open in another app. And let's say I want it as a Word doc. I'll hit Copy and Sync Tool. Again, I got to enter my passcode, all about security. And then I can upload it to any directory I want. What I'm going to do is I'm going to choose to upload it to the original folder where it was in blog, right here. And I'll just select this directory right here, click upload to this folder. Now you'll notice one thing, Anchor is smart enough to know that I already had a file with the same name in the same directory. So it's asking me, do I want to overwrite it? I'll hit yes, because I know I haven't made any changes I don't want to have. And now if I go ahead and open it up, I think it was this one. Then you can see right there, right, it has the line that I typed, eFolder document. So that's the first feature that we wanted to show you, which is third-party editing. The next thing I wanted to show is camera upload. So camera upload is a really cool, cool feature that enables users to take a photo or photos that they've taken on their phone and upload it right to Anchor. And this can be really useful. So let's say, for example, one of your users is at a client site, and they need to quickly share pictures that they've taken with their phone with another colleague. So it's very easy for them to simply go ahead and enable camera upload, and instantly all of the photos that they've taken will be uploaded to Anchor, where they can simply share them with a colleague. So I could enable camera upload here, but I do have a lot of kind of personal photos on my personal phone. So rather than do that, even though it's very easy, I'm just going to show you straight up camera uploading, or uploading files. So I'm just going to go ahead and say add a photo. Go into selfies. I take a lot of selfies. And I got a great picture here with my colleague Carmen. Let me go ahead and select the directory. I'll just put it here in the root. Or actually, you know what? Why don't I just go ahead and show you the folder creation feature. So I'll call it photos. Hit OK. And I got to go there. And I'll say upload to this folder. And you can see it completes in just a second. So now that, because you're able to see my screen, let me just go ahead and log into the web portal. I could obviously do this through, Finder and Windows Explorer as well, but I'll just show you the capabilities of the web portal while I can. And you can see I have the photos folder right here, which I just created. Here's the photo that I just uploaded, and there it is. So very easy to use camera upload with Anchor. The next thing I'm going to show you is secure sharing. So a lot of the times clients may have sensitive files that they want to share with other colleagues or externally, outside your company when they're on the go. But they, of course, want to do it in a secure manner. They don't want to do it, with just a regular link through email. So what we can do here is, let's say I'll go to another blog post that I've written, and I'll say email secure link. What this allows me to do is specify an email address. So I'll enter Carmen's email right here. And I'll hit done. Oh, I gotta hit return and then tab it and then hit done. And the UI, it doesn't show what it needs to be shown, but essentially you've got the ability to, now Carmen is able to go into her email and see what has been emailed to her. Because it's a secure share, what she's going to have to do is log in through her Anchor credentials, so her login and password, and that way I as a sharer am able to track exactly who it's shared with and downloaded by, so I know that that file doesn't fall into the wrong hands, which is really, the important aspect of secure sharing. The next thing I'm going to show you is offline, file and folder viewing. So, here's the UI. It's very simple. It says add favorites to offline viewing by clicking the star button when viewing a file. Okay, sounds good. I'll just go ahead and here's a blog post that, let's say I want to make available offline. I can simply hit the star button here. You can see it turns yellow. It's done. When I go to favorites, it's right there. Now, I'm not going to show this because I don't want anything to go haywire during the demo, but if I were to go on airplane mode and completely disconnect from the internet, then this file would still be available to view. And you can see right here it's processing, but in a minute it should be available to view for me. The final feature that I want to show all of you is the ability to view computer backups. Now, this is another cool thing about Business Grade File Sync, which is that it not only can sync files that are stored within sync folder, but it can also back up files that are not stored in the sync folder. So, things like your documents or your pictures. And these things can be really important. I mean, let me give you a real-life example. My eFolder provided laptop died about 6 months ago. And, I panicked because a lot of my important files were on that laptop. But because I had backups enabled through Anchor, all I had to do when I got my new computer here was simply go into Anchor and go to my backups and download everything I needed from my downloads and my documents folder back onto my new computer. So I'll show you right here. I'll go to backups, and let's say I wanted to go to documents. And again, these were all things that were stored on my computer, but now I can view them through Anchor as well because they've been backed up to Anchor. So here's a simple document. Ignore that. Here's a simple document that I can view right here, and it's pretty cool. And then I'll hit done, and I'll be done with that. So those are kind of the 5 features I wanted to show you. Again, I showed you editing in third-party apps. I showed you camera roll upload. I showed you secure sharing. I showed you offline file viewing, and I showed you the ability to browse a computer backup. Carmen, did you have anything more that you wanted me to share?
No, thank you for that, Neeraj. So now that we've gone over what the cool features of Anchor's mobile app are, I would like to, before we move on to answer your questions, I want to summarize Anchor and its capabilities. So Anchor is a business-grade file sync solution that allows users to easily and securely share files with anyone using any device. Anchor has a backup feature that allows users to back up local computer files and cloud enable them for anywhere access. Restore capabilities in Anchor help clients prevent data loss from situations such as accidental deletions and overwrites. There are also rich administrative features in Anchor that give MSPs and IT administrators control and visibility over files. If a device is ever lost or stolen, administrators have the option to remotely wipe all Anchor files from that device. Anchor also integrates with Microsoft Outlook, allowing users to easily attach share links to files without interrupting workflows. And Anchor is built for the IT channel and includes features like multi-tenancy and file server enablement. So now we can move on to any questions that you might have. Let me just take a look at the questions here. So Lanny is asking, do you use the Anchor agent to set up those file backups? Is there any documentation about that? Niraj, do you know the answer to that?
Yeah, let me just go ahead and answer that. So it's pretty simple to enable backups. Actually, let me just go ahead and show you right within the web portal how that all works. So let me go to the web portal here. And you can see here in the web portal for every user, there's a backup tab. And you can see what's being backed up right here. And what I can do is simply create a backup if I wanted to. And you can see here it's looking at all of the machines that are on connected to my account. Here, let me look at Miraj's MacBook, which is my computer right here. And, if I wanted to back up my, let's see, let me go to Users, Miraj. I can select any or all of these, for simplicity's sake, let's just do public, which I'm pretty sure doesn't have much, just so I'll hit save there. And it says backups were successfully created. So it'll take a little bit of time for everything to sync, but once it does, all of the files and folders that I have in that public directory will be available for viewing in the web portal. And if my computer were to die, I could simply go into the web portal on my new computer and recover everything from that directory. So hopefully that helps.
Great, thanks. So David is asking, does file editing work with Office mobile products as well? I believe the answer is yes. Niraj, would you like to elaborate?
Yeah, definitely. So the answer is definitely yes. If I don't have Word installed right now on my iPhone, which I was demoing, but if I did, it would allow me to simply open up in Word and do editing within Word. One thing I do want to mention is that the integration on Android is actually even better than it is on iOS. So what happens on Android is when you have a file that you're viewing in the Anchor app, let's say a Word doc or an Excel spreadsheet, and you tap on it, instantly it'll open within Word or Excel or PowerPoint or whatever the appropriate app is that you have installed on your phone. You can edit that document or file however you wish. And then when you hit the save button within Word or PowerPoint or Excel, it'll save right to Anchor, right where the original file was. So that workflow that I showed you becomes even easier on Android. And we're working actively to bring that same kind of super easy workflow to iOS.
Great, thank you. Jen is asking if we can recover previous versions of a file.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. You know what, let me just, we have a demo going here, so why not show you how it looks like live? Once again, let me dive into my web portal. Let's see. So I probably have, I'm just trying to look for something where you might have an older version of a file. Let me try to go blog folder, see if there's anything in there that might. So what I can do is, so she wanted to see old versions of a file, correct?
Yes, recovery of previous versions.
Sure. So here's a blog post that I was working on a little while back. And I simply right click on it and click on revision. And you can see here that here are all the revisions of the file. And they're, time-stamped as appropriate. Say, for example, I made a change at 329 that I really didn't like, and I want to get back the version that I had at 328. I can download the revision, or restore that revision if I'm sure that that's exactly what I wanted. So let me just go ahead and download the revision. Okay, go to my download folder. I open it up, and for a second, I'll open up here. And here's the document as it existed at 3:28 p.m. on that day. You can see my rough edits down here. And I can go ahead and recover that really easily if I want to.
Okay, great. And Niraj, do you happen to know whether Anchor can do selective folder sync?
So the way that, many people understand selective sync is really the ability to show or to look at or to only sync, folders within a folder that people want instead of syncing the root folder. So while we don't offer selective sync, for example, if there's a folder within a folder, I'll just pull up my Anchor thing here just to demonstrate what I'm talking about. So here I have blog posts within my root folder, and let's say I only wanted written by others to sync down to my machine and not the blog post folder. So right now with Anchor, we don't offer that level of granularity, but what an MSP or a client can do is logically organize their team shares and folders so that it effectively works in the manner they want. So what I could do is simply take written by others if I wanted to, and I've subscribed to the marketing private team share, and I can simply put written by others into marketing private, and it's right there. And once it syncs down, then everyone within marketing private will only have access to written by others. So selective sync is something that we don't, offer as most people kind of envision it to be at the current moment. But the short answer is there is kind of a workaround here to enable the same kind of functionality that you're looking for. And in the future, we are going to implement a selective sync feature like most people think of it. And that's definitely on the roadmap. So, yeah.
Great. And I think we have a question regarding camera upload. So David asked, can you choose which pictures are uploaded because BYOD users don't want personal pictures uploaded?
The answer is yes. So basically what you can do is when I selected that selfie of me and Carmen to upload, that was because I selected that specific picture. But I could have selected, the entire folder called selfies, or if I had an album called, eFolder, I could only upload those folders or those pictures within that eFolder folder. So, so basically the answer is yes. What you would have to do is rather than enable camera upload through that single camera upload switch, you would manually select which albums you want to upload into Anchor. And those albums will sync over and over again as new pictures get added to them. So I hope that helps.
Great, thank you. So we have a question from Matt. He's asking, what's the interval and retention of backups? Is it customizable?
So the answer to that is yes. It is customizable. Basically, we allow partners to determine, how long they want revisions to stay with an anchor. By default, it is unlimited. That said, it is, limited by the storage that you allocate toward a specific client. So if a client, let's say you allocate toward them, I don't know, 50 gigs, and so they can store unlimited revisions if they wanted to, up to that 50 gigs. And after that limit is reached, then the oldest revisions would be automatically deleted. But if, the client really wants those revisions to be around, then they can simply ask you, the partner, to enable unlimited storage or, allocate enough storage toward them so they never have to worry about old revisions being deleted. And you can set up custom file retention policies if a client desires that for their business.
Great. So we have a question from Stephanie. She's asking, is this a good replacement for VPN? Neeraj, do you want to speak a little to our file server enablement feature?
Sure. So yeah, one of the great, I think one of the flagship features of Anchor is called file server enablement, which allows you to cloud enable your client's file servers. So basically, Stephanie, I'm sure you've experienced this, where clients are working remotely and they want to access whatever's on the file server, but VPN and FTP and things like that are kind of a big pain. Nobody really enjoys using their VPN. But what you can do with Anchor, you can cloud enable your client's file servers. So everything stays on the file server today, but then all those files that are on the server also sync up to the Anchor cloud. And then anyone who's working remotely can either use their mobile app or just log in through the laptop they have in front of them into Anchor. And everything on the file server is instantly accessible because it's synced up to the cloud in real time. And then let's say if somebody remotely makes a change on their device or adds a new file, then that file is uploaded right to the cloud and down to the file server so that employees who are working at headquarters can instantly access that file as they wish because it's stored right on the file server. So that's a really great question, and so the answer is yes. I mean, using Anchor is a great way to get rid of VPN and FTP and enable easy file access whether people are in the office or they're working outside of the office.
Great, thank you. So Jeff has a question about knowing whether a backup is working successfully. Neeraj, did you want to demonstrate that?
Sure. So the great thing about Anchor is that we want to make sure that users know that their files are being uploaded and downloaded as they should be. So let me just really quickly run through an example here. So I'm just going to open up a Word doc and, test. And I'll save that to my Anchor root folder. Test document. And so obviously you want to make sure that that file gets uploaded. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go click on the little Anchor icon here, You can see right now it has an eFolder logo because I work at eFolder, but again, Anchor is partner brandable, so you could have your own logo here, your client's logo. And I'm going to go to property. And by the way, on the Mac, right now it's in the menu bar here, but on Windows it would be down in your system tray, somewhere down here. And so you can see that it hasn't been uploaded yet because it's not showing here in the activity log. So typically Anchor initiates a sync every minute or so. But what I can do here is if I wanted to do it on demand, I can pause the sync temporarily and I'll wait, a few seconds. And then I'll unpause it just by unchecking that. And what it'll do is it should show that, file sync in progress. It looks like it's still working, but maybe my connection right now isn't that great. But what you'll eventually see is that, added file or renamed file or updated file. Oh, there we go. Syncing stuff as we speak. There we go. Added file, text document. Took a minute there. But then I can go here into my sync tool, and you can see it's there, and it has a green check mark right there to indicate that it has indeed been synced. And there's the file as I had it. So here you go.
Thank you. Well, Neeraj, it seems at this time we have answered most of the questions. Please keep them coming if you do have them. At this time, I want to bring your attention to a really great marketing asset that Neeraj has actually created that will help partners sell Anchor as a business-grade file sync solution against consumer-grade products such as Dropbox. Neeraj, did you want to tell us a little bit about this playbook?
Sure. So, here at eFolder, we love creating playbooks to make the lives of our partners as easy as possible. And the Dropbox problem playbook is really focused on highlighting the risks of consumer-grade file sync. Things like Dropbox, OneDrive, Google Drive, SugarSync, the basic versions of all of those. And really, helping clients understand why they need a more capable business-grade solution for the safety and security of their data. So while I'm sharing my screen, Carmen, if you don't mind, I'm just going to quickly show them the playbooks.
No, I don't mind at all.
So let me just go ahead here, and you're getting a sneak peek right now at how we organize our files here. So let me go ahead and open it up. And here is the Dropbox problem playbook. Oh, there we go. So you can see when you look here at the table of contents. Why is it being weird? When I look at the table of contents, you can see the variety of different assets that we have here. So we have, an ebook to illustrate the risks of Dropbox and consumer goods file sync to your corporate data. We have a white paper, little known facts about Dropbox. Another white paper, free network security tools to block Dropbox in the workplace. And all of these assets are paired with an email that they can download and send out to all of your clients if you wish. Here in the events category, we want to provide the ability for our partners to easily put on webinars and lunch and learns like we do here at eFolder. And so we provide all of the assets that you might need to do something like that. And then finally, we've just enhanced, literally just last week, we enhanced our Dropbox problem playbook to include competitive sheets that you can use to market file sync against a lot of other, lesser file sync solutions like Dropbox, OneDrive, Autotask, recently known as Sooner, and Ignite. And, let me just show you how easy this is. So let me just go to AutoTask here. So you can download either the PDF, which kind of shows what it would look like as a finished product, with the eFolder logo and all the corporate information down here and everything. Or I can go ahead and download the brandable version here. And you can see it's a PowerPoint file. I'll download it and open it and give it a second to open. And you can see here that because it's a PowerPoint, we allow you to replace this name with, your product name, put your own logo, your own price, put your own corporate information here, and then you can go ahead and save it as a PDF and send it out to all of your clients and make it look like you produced this document that shows, why your file sync solution is better than AutoTask in this case. So we think the Dropbox Problem Playbook is a really valuable tool. Again, it includes things like competitor sheets, emails, white papers, which are brandable ebook, a client pitch deck, so you can go ahead and give a presentation at a lunch and learn or through a webinar, an event planning guide, and so much more. So we are going to send out the Dropbox Problem Playbook to everybody who is attending today's webinar. It's, a small thank you token. And we really look forward to seeing how our partners really leverage this and educate their clients about the benefits of a business-grade file sync solution.
Thanks, Neeraj. So I see that we have one additional question that came up while you were showing us the playbook. It is from Jim. He's asking, how do I know if backup, not file sync, is working? Because other products green icons when it's backed up.
Let me go ahead and look in the web portal here, show you how that looks. So I'll get a backup. Let's see. I want to see here if so an easy way, obviously, to look at whether it's working or not is simply to open it up and see if everything's there. And it looks like here it is. You can see here that everything has been synced. To test it out, I can download, one of these. Let's say I want to see what's in my JPEG folder here. I don't know if there's anything there. Here's some old mastheads. So you can see here that I can download it, and I'm able to download it, it means that it's working. So I guess, Jim, you're right that there's no kind of check mark for me to instantly have a one-click view and see if it's working. But kind of a workaround around that is simply to dive into the backup tab and see what's been backed up and make sure that everything is there as it should be. Carmen, are there any other questions that have come in?
No, at this time I don't see any other questions coming in, but please, if you do think of any after the webinar, email them to us and we will do our best to get you an answer. At this time, I want to thank everybody for joining us today. Thank you, Neeraj, for doing the demo for us and answering all those questions. Again, the slides and the recording of this webinar, along with the Dropbox Problem Playbook, will be made available after the webinar. We will be emailing them to you. So thank you, everyone. We hope you have a good day. Bye.